Good evening, everybody. How are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Key. We are live for Blackburn Rovers against Coventry City. Big game at the top and the bottom of the Championship. Lots to be decided tonight. Michael O'Neill's Blackburn have done relatively well recently. Is it one defeat in six? They've been quite good recently, Blackburn. They've kind of turned a bit of a corner. Yes, they are still only 4 points away from the relegation places, and they've played a game more, importantly. They've played a game more than Oxford, haven't they? They're on 43 games. This is their 44th game now, Blackburn Rovers. Looking at the table, you can see the table over here. For Coventry, it's a little bit different. Listen, Coventry's recent form, I'm just seeing what Shadow Ninja, our Coventry fan in the chat, is saying. He's saying he's a little bit nervous about this one as a Coventry fan, because yes, they are top of the table, but even their recent form has been a little bit... I mean, they drew at home against Sheffield Wednesday, who were already in League One. They're long since gone. That was a disappointing result. And they drew 0-0 with Hull as well. So Coventry haven't scored in their last 2 games. I mean, they haven't conceded, so you could say that's a positive, but they haven't scored in the last 2 games. And this is a difficult fixture against the scrappy Blackburn Rovers side, who really, I think, really do need a point, I would say. I mean, the only defeat they've had, it is 6. 1 defeat in 6, and that was last week against Southampton for Blackburn. Previous to that, they beat Birmingham away, they beat Millwall away. What a result that was at the Den. They drew with Borough, they drew with Stoke, and they drew with West Brom. So Rovers have picked up some good points since Michael O'Neill came in, job sharing as Northern Ireland manager. And this one's going to be a hell of a game. I'm looking forward to it. Ewood Park. Here we go. We are 10 minutes away from kickoff. The lineups are on the right-hand side here if you're watching on a specific platform. If you're not watching, if you're on TikTok, you won't see that. You won't get the lovely graphics. But if you're watching on TikTok, we'll still be in the chat. We'll still be watching and chatting and all that good stuff. What are we saying, Shadow Ninja New? To put it bluntly, Key, we are shaky recently. We did not perform well against Hull or Wednesday. Well, there you go, eh? Even the Cov fans are feeling a little bit nervous with this one. How are we all doing in the chat? Good to see you, Oxford fan. Oxford fan will be hoping for a Coventry win tonight, I'm sure. Jellyfish, how's it going? I remember Darren Huckabee scoring the winner for Cov in a 3-2 win over United in 97. Yeah, Highfield Road, that one, wasn't it? That Coventry side was a very good one. I really like that Coventry side. Gordon Strachan, they had Gary McAllister, they had... Was John Solarco in that squad? Obviously, they had Steve Froggatt, they had Darren Huckabee, they had a lot of good players in that Coventry squad. Mustafa Hadji, as well, was a Coventry player around that time. He was very decent. Sarah, lovely to see you. Normal guy, lots of love across the pond to our American fans. Tight on the toffees, keep that blue for Sunday, my mate. This will not be blue on Sunday, I guarantee you that. It might be a different shade of blue for the afternoon game, but I guarantee you for the 2 o'clock game, it's going to be red. K2, Key, how are you? I am very good, mate. How are you, more importantly? I am very, very good. Very, very good. Loving life. It's all good. Just trying to get the old TikTok set up. Here we go. Sorry, TikTok, I'm not ignoring you. How are we all doing? Ollie, good to see you. Sammy, Anfield Vortex, good quiz earlier on. Cheers, man. Matty, good to see you. Adam, Ipswich could catch him. Well, it's 2 wins in it. Is it 2 wins they need, Coventry? 2 wins tonight and any time in the next 3 or 4 games, and they've wrapped up the title. So, yeah, listen, I'm sure they will. Shahid, hello Key, how are we all doing? Looking forward to a good match. Very good, mate. K2, Key, do you think Liverpool get Champions League qualification this season? I think so. Yeah, we'll get Champions League qualification. You've got to look at it in the context of recent form. Liverpool we're picking up more points than Chelsea and Villa. You know, the teams around us. United all of a sudden looking a little bit shaky. Listen, the thing is, as bad as... And Liverpool fans are right to say we've been bad this season. We've not been great. It's been a disappointing season. But as bad as you think we've been, it's all relative. Because you look at the sides around us and none of them have been pulling up trees either. So Chelsea and Villa arguably have been worse. Well, definitively, points-wise, have been worse. in the last few months. So Liverpool, I still think will finish above him. Lee Gibson, can you shout out Kirsty and Lee sat in a Turkey hospital? Oh no, that sounds like a holiday gone dreadfully wrong. Absolutely, we can shout out Kirsty and Lee. I hope you get home safely and whatever's going on in a Turkey hospital is good. I don't know if it's a cosmetic thing. I don't know if it's you've had a dodgy kebab or something. I don't know. It could be anything. All I'll say is I really hope you're okay, and I hope you're all good and fighting fit very soon. Oxford fan, I'm praying for a Cov Winky. I can imagine. Jabber, we're going to have 2 Sky Blues in the Prem next year. Unless the unthinkable happens to 115 FC. Exactly. Taylor, how's it going? James Bullen, lovely to see you. Richard Lumley, come on Everton. I am nervous for Sunday. I'm not going to lie. I am definitely nervous for Sunday. Sunday is going to be very, very tricky. Not just for Liverpool and Everton, but obviously Man City, Arsenal as well. There's a lot riding on it. So we'll see. Ollie Marley, what games are you doing next week? Ollie, I feel like that's the only question you ever ask me. I don't know what games I'm doing next week at the moment. I know for a fact I'm doing the Everton-Liverpool games, the City-Arsenal game on Sunday, and Saturday I'm doing Brighton, Tottenham and Chelsea-Man United. Next week, I'm not off the top of my head, I'm not sure. Monday is West Ham, Palace West Ham, isn't it, on Monday? Yeah, Monday's Palace West Ham, Monday Night Football. Tuesday is... What is Tuesday? Tuesday is Chelsea. Tuesday's Brighton against Chelsea. So we're doing 3 Chelsea games back to back, and we're doing 2 Brighton games back to back. Brighton face a trip to Tottenham, and then they host Chelsea on Tuesday night. Wednesday is Burnley against Man City. That'll be another big one as well. So yeah, Burnley City on Wednesday. We'll be live for all of that. As always, you know me, we're live every single day. We'll have to wait and see. Callum, we're welcoming our Norwegian neighbours to the Hill Dickinson this weekend. Plenty of Welshies in as well, I would imagine. JWoww, are you an Everton fan? I'm not, mate. No, I'm a Liverpool fan. Ahmed, how's it going? Shahid, I remember Coventry winning the FA Cup in 87. Keith Houchin double and an own goal to beat Spurs 3-2. John Wilson, Wool. I am indeed, mate. Yes, absolutely a Wool. No doubt about that. Testy Talks Football. Hey, Spurs fan here. Good lad. Do you think you can beat Brighton on Saturday? Big game for Spurs, that, isn't it, Testy? Jellyfish, massive derby, Everton and Liverpool. Yes. Scary one this weekend. Very scary. Because, I mean, listen, I still think we'll beat them. I still think we'll beat Everton. I'm not sure why so many Liverpool fans are panicking so much. We've picked up more points than they have in the last 10 games. Again, as bad as you think that we've been, Everton haven't been fantastic themselves. But yeah, I think we'll beat them. We beat them at Anfield earlier this season. I think we'll beat them again at the Hill Dicko. The Anfield Vortex, those were the days with Coventry, George Curtis and John Sillett in the cup finals against us. Bit before my time, Coventry winning FA Cups, but yeah, certainly the sort of Premier League era Coventry, I remember vividly. We signed Chris Kirkland from him, of course, and Gary McAllister, one of our best ever signings at Liverpool, in my opinion. WNL says, Key, is Carl Rushworth a future England keeper? I don't know much about him. I would say maybe not a future England keeper, in my opinion. He's a very, very good keeper. But I'm not sure about a future England keeper. He's 20, is he 25? 25, 26, something like that. He's still quite young for a keeper. Obviously, he came through at Brighton. I don't know. Guess we'll have to wait and see. But he's done well at Coventry this season. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, maybe. Maybe if Coventry go up, maybe they do well. Maybe Coventry are going to have to invest massively, aren't they? Let's be honest. They're going to have to massively invest if they go up to the Prem. Bit like Sunderland did. They can't do, I don't think, what Burnley did, which is mainly stay loyal to... Burnley have done this, not even just this season, but in previous years. They've kind of stayed loyal to too many players. When they've gone up, like, we're going to back the players who brought us up, and it just doesn't quite wash. I feel like there's a lot of players who are Championship level and maybe don't have the ability to step up, and you have to take some really big, difficult decisions when you're a club going up to the Prem. So it'd be interested to see whether or not Coventry get backed when they go up. Phil Babb as well. Good shout, Ian. Phil Babb wants the most expensive centre-back in English football, or most expensive defender in English football. Testy, to be honest, I don't think we can... Oh, I think we can beat anyone. I just pray before kick-off. Right, okay. Taylor, we need a Champions League win, FA Cup, Spurs go down and Arsenal bottle the league. Perfect season. Oh, we get Champions League, win the FA Cup. Is this for Chelsea? Right. Spurs go down and Arsenal bottle the league. Be a perfect season. Steve Grizovic, Coventry legend. Yeah. Handsome Steve Grizovic, to give him his full title. Coventry fans have the banner backwards. What a look. And WNL, how much will Cov have to invest roughly? I think Sunderland, how much did Sunderland spend when they went up? Was it about 200 million? It was a fair bit. You know, I mean, maybe they don't have to spend that much, but, you know, if we have a look at... Let's have a look. I have looked at this before, but let's see if we can find out exactly how much Sunderland, Leeds, and Burnley spent coming up last year, because I think that might give us a good gauge for exactly what Coventry might need to spend themselves. So right, so Sunderland invested 150 million. Leeds invested... Well, Leeds broke even. Yeah, Leeds broke even. Burnley only spent about 35. So that's the big difference, really. Burnley invested about 35. Oh, that includes last summer as well. Excuse me. Forgive me. I got it wrong. We're very close to kick-off here. Michael O'Neill versus Frankie Lampard. Right, hang on. Let's see, because I do want to find this out for my own curiosity. Sunderland, it was 155 million. That's how much they invested. Burnley, it was 91. And Leeds, it was 106. So even Burnley and Leeds, it was around 100 million investment. But Sunderland went to 150, and maybe that's the difference between them being sort of mid-table and fighting relegation. Maybe that's the difference. Testy, when's the last time you went to a stadium to watch football? Ooh, I don't know what the last game was that I went to. Couldn't tell you. Couple of years ago. I can tell you the last Liverpool game. The last Liverpool game was Liverpool against Lask Linz in the Europa League. I went with my dad. And I've not been since. I've been all over the world watching Liverpool. Been very lucky, but I won't be going back ever again. And I've no real desire to go back and watch football full stop. But I think the last game that I went to probably would have been non-league. I've been to a few non-league fixtures just before I set up the channel. Now, because I'm working every day and you know, I'm watching games every day with you guys, I don't really get to go games anymore. Which is fine. It's not the end of the world. Maybe when, because I'm maybe moving, if we move away, if we go to Spain or something, I might go and I might do a vlog at some Spanish games. Kieran City fan, 1.3 Cov to confirm promotion. Oh, 3-1 Coventry to confirm promotion. We're off and underway here. Here we go. This should be a great game. Looks a very, very good pitch. Very good conditions today for Blackburn and Coventry. Matt Grimes gave a very, very rousing team talk there just before kickoff. Are you thinking of moving to Spain then, Kate? I am indeed, mate. Yes, yeah, that's the plan. Whether or not it happens like this year or early next, I don't know, but that's the plan. Ron, how's it going? Good to see you, everyone. Tight on the toffees. Key never touched Anfield. He's making it up in his head. One of them Norwegians again. Broken Verdict. Hello, Shell. How you doing? Good to see everyone. Key, do you think any of the promoted teams who go up this season will stay up, depending on how much they strengthen? Do you know what? That's really all it boils down to for me. I don't think it really matters how good we rate the teams now, because I think if Coventry, Ipswich, and whoever, maybe it's Millwall, maybe it's Hull or Southampton or Borough, it's going to be one of them four, isn't it, as well? But I think I'd like to see Millwall. I wouldn't even mind to see Hull, to be honest. But Millwall we've never seen in the Prem before. I want to see them given a good run in the Prem. Make some of those North London, South London derbies a little bit more interesting, won't it? So we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see how that works. But yeah, I think if you're a promoted team, whether you're a league winner or you come up through the playoffs, you've got to invest heavily. You've kind of got to dismantle the team that got you to the Premier League. You've got to be absolutely ruthless. And I'm sure there's a lot of Coventry fans who look at this Coventry team and think, there's a lot of players there, who I think would be fine. There's a lot of players who would be fine in the Premier League, who they'd want to kind of be loyal to. But I honestly don't think you'd be able to. Like, I think Radoni could. Radoni could do a great job in the Prem. I think he's talented. There's a few Coventry fans in the chat who've said to me, Key, do you think we could maybe tempt James Maddison back? Get James Maddison back at Cov? Possibly. Ellis Sims. Again, Ellis Sims had a bit of experience in the Prem with Everton. Players like Mason Clark. Strike. Oh, cleared away. Players like Mason Clark. Van Uwick's not a bad player. The fullback / wing back. I think he'd do okay in the Prem. Rushworth, obviously. I think Kitchen. There's some decent players, definitely. But I think you'd have to kind of rip that core out, in my opinion. Will, have we got a quiz at half time? Of course we have. It wouldn't be Premier League Dad without a half-time quiz. This charming Dan, we needed to spend 150 million. Both Leeds and Burnley still had some Premier Leagues players from their recent promotions, whereas Sunderland still had some players from League One. Yeah. Oh, far post, big chance. Coventry, strike. Oh, edge of the box. Oh, big blocks from Blackburn. Oh, Rovers, massive, massive blocks there to get the ball away. Wow. A Coventry goal. I mean, they only really need a point tonight to secure promotion, don't they? A win does just give Coventry a big stride towards the Championship. And they deserve it. I think they deserve the title after the way they've played all season. I'm not Frank Lampard's biggest fan, but I think he's done well. He deserves plaudits for it. Jared Kelly, Ellis Sims was a brilliant player for us. Ellis Sims, good. Yeah, he's a very talented player. I just don't know if he's Premier League ready. I think you might have to move a few players out. The Anfield Vortex, who was the player you mentioned earlier on that was destined for the Premier League? Yeah, it was Mohamed Toure from Norwich. He's only just joined Norwich. He's come in from, was it Randers? I think it might have been Randers in the Danish Superliga. We've watched a little bit of the Danish Superliga on Premier League, Dad. And yeah, Mohamed Toure, he's come in. I think he scored 4 in 4 or 5 in 5 or something like that. He's done really well at Norwich, but he looks a real player. He was brilliant last weekend when we did a watch-along for Millwall Norwich. Instrumental off the bench. And yeah, Mohamed Toure, keep an eye on him. Good player at Norwich. I think they might do well next year with Philippe Clement. He's had a difficult time at Rangers, but Norwich starting to fly again. I think they could be a really top team next year. One to watch for maybe the playoffs, maybe even automatic promotion. Who knows? Although saying that, my predicted team for the playoffs this year was West Brom. So what do I know? I thought West Brom last year, after they did really well under Tony Mowbray, I thought, they've got some players there. They could really kick on. What do I know? Graham Harris, I'm a Coventry City fan. My dad would be over the moon if he was still here to watch it. Sorry to hear that, Graham. I do feel like football is one of them things that's kind of eternal, that bonds us, that brings us together. I do like that to some extent, that it's because I always feel like, listen, I always feel like my mate's similar situation to yourself. He started watching football with his dad, his dad took him to the games. They used to go to the games together, and sadly he lost his dad a few years ago. But he says he still goes to the games now, and he's now taking his lad to the games, and he kind of still feels that connection, I guess, to his old man through that, which is lovely, isn't it? That's one of the things that football's brilliant at. Jamal, is it a cup competition? This one, no, it's a championship game, mate. Top of the championship, Coventry against 5th from bottom Blackburn. They're 4 points off the relegation zone. But credit to Michael O'Neill, they've definitely done well since he's come in. I'm not sure if he's got any appetite to remain at Ewood Park next year. Obviously, he's the Northern Ireland manager at the minute. He's on a job shirt. Ooh, that was a nasty one. Ooh, I don't know about that. Ahashi just went in a little bit. It's going to be a yellow card. Yeah, it is a booking. It didn't look great. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see the replay here. But this one, did he catch him quite high? Nah, it's a little bit reckless, but he goes into Grimes there. Nah, it probably is a yellow card, but it's not. It's no more than that. Definitely no more. Hiller, Mohamed Toure was signed from Randers, my local club, really? Will says Coventry not lost in 10 meetings with Blackburn. Coventry not lost in 10 meetings. Well, it's usually when you hear stuff like that, it's usually exactly that sort of a stat that prompts them to get beat, isn't it? That's always the type of thing that happens. Shahid Key, would you sign Adam Wharton or Elliot Anderson to Liverpool if you were manager? Probably, yeah. I would sign either or. You mean? I would sign either. Ideally, we'd need both. I would sell Alexis McAllister, replace him with Adam Wharton, definitely. WNL says, what about Thomas Asante? Could he do well in the Prem? Yeah, I mean, listen, I guess he could. I guess he could. Possibly as maybe an option off the bench. He's done it. I mean, didn't he play with... Oh, no, I don't think he did he? I know he was at West Brom before, but I don't think they were in the Prem at the time. I don't know. Maybe he could. Yeah, maybe. He's done all right he's done well for Coventry this season. There's a lot of players who've done really well. This is why it's going to be so difficult, because I think in the summer, there's a lot of players who'll say to Lampard and the club that, oh, do you know what? I've earned my right to have a pop at the Premier League. And you can't really argue that they have. Oh, Ahashi with an overhead kick. Again, he's on a yellow card. 9 minutes in, there's a few Coventry players just saying, hey, he's come for an overhead kick there, and he has fouled a Coventry player. Don't think he's going to get a second yellow, but there were a few Coventry players who went, hey, ref, what about it? He's on a yellow card. He goes for the overhead kick. He kicks through the Coventry player. Was it Onyeka? Yeah. Well, Brentford player, Onyeka. Broken Verdict says, correct, and other people also take corners and free kicks, still got no assist. If he beat Henry's record, it won't matter how he gets it. It'll be his name, not Henry's. Are we on about Bruno? Bruno Fernandes is not getting player of the season. I'm sorry. He's not getting player of the season. He can't get player of the season after what we witnessed against Leeds on Monday night. He's done that type of thing all season, and then he'll whip a couple of corners in. United will score off him. He gets 2 assists, and all of a sudden everyone thinks it's rosy. I'm sorry. If Bruno Fernandes wins player of the season, it's an absolute shambles. It's an absolute shambles. Jay Sakini, isn't Ohashi ex-Celtic, or am I thinking of someone else? I think you're thinking of someone else, mate. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm almost certain. I could be wrong, but I think Blackburn signed him straight from the J League, didn't they? I think he came from the J League. Graham says, how many points are West Brom going to get? Get taken off? I don't know yet. There's obviously... I don't know if it's been confirmed that they are even going to get points taken off. Are they? Is that going to happen? I know that there was rumours. Let's have a look. They could be hit with a relegation and a points deduction. after the championship has finished, as the club contests charges of breaching the profitability and sustainability rules. Okay, so basically they've already been found guilty and they're appealing it, which means it's going to run into the summer, which means the likelihood is, even if West Brom stay up, they won't actually know if they're staying up until maybe after the World Cup. And how crazy is that, by the way? There could be a team like maybe Oxford, maybe Blackburn, who knows, who will go down, who may get reinstated as a result. That's going to be a weird end to the season, isn't it? There could be a team who gets relegated and is still going to be in the Championship next year, and we'll only know maybe after the World Cup. There's going to be a whole lot of appeals going on, and sometimes those things can get very lengthy and they can get dragged out. So it's going to be interesting to see just how long it takes, and not only that, but how many points West Brom would get. At the moment, they're still within touching distance even now. So even if they got the 2 points outside the relegation zone, and they are basically level with Oxford on goal difference, right? So it's minus 13 and minus 14 for Oxford and West Brom, respectively. So they're basically on the same goal difference. If they got a 3-point deduction, that's them gone. If the season finished tomorrow, obviously. And they've got some difficult fixtures as well towards the end of the season. They've got to play Ipswich. They've got to play Preston away. They've got Watford. And then they go away to Hillsborough. They've got Sheffield Wednesday on the last day of the season, West Brom. So it's gonna be tough. The Anfield Vortex, Mohamed and Torres. I think with those two names, he's bound for Anfield. Do you not? No, Mohamed Toure. Sorry, Mohamed Toure. It is what we're on about. Would you take David Moyes as Liverpool manager? No. Daniel says, huge weekend of football. Who are you watching? You know who I'm watching, Daniel. I'm doing Tottenham Brighton tomorrow at 5:30. 8 o'clock I'm doing Chelsea Man United. Come on, Chelsea. And then Sunday we're doing Everton Liverpool, followed by Arsenal away at Man City. And then Monday we'll be doing Crystal Palace West Ham. Welshwing says, evening key, are Coventry up if they win today? No. A win for Coventry today does not take them up. They still need another win. 2 wins takes them up. Normal guy key, feels like I'm catching a cold. Really? Yeah, it's been a bit weird weather over here in the UK as well, mate, for what it's worth. Can't really make its mind up. It's either like hailstoning or it's gorgeous, lovely weather. They only need 1 point. Coventry. They only need a point to get promoted. They still need 2 wins to get 2 wins to get the title. Sorry. Somebody clip up Key saying, "Come on, Chelsea." Please don't watch Arsenal. It's an important game. That's exactly why I am watching it. I'm a jinx for Arsenal lately. Every time I watch them, they get beat. Jellyfish, I'm worried slightly because our back line is weakened, but I still think we will get a result against dirty Chelsea. Coventry have got a player down here at the back. Is it? Who is it who went down? Is it Onyeka? Is it Onyeka? Lampard's looking very concerned anyway. Tom Landon, what's the best hidden gem to watch a game in Europe? Again, I'm gonna stick with my. I think the Danish Super League is such a cool league to watch. There's always goals. It's always end to end. Lots of attacking football. They've got loads of absolute gems, like unearthed diamonds in the Danish Super League. Midtjylland on their own have got a shed load. Norwich have just signed a load of young players from the Danish League who are already looking like world beaters in the Championship. Mohamed Toure being one. Who's the other fella who scored against Millwall the other day for Norwich? Yeah, listen, I am an absolute Danish Super League fanboy. I love watching the Danish Super League, so I would say that's the best place. I would love to go and watch a bit more in Denmark. I went to Brøndby Stadium, and I went to Copenhagen Stadium, and I went to Copenhagen a couple of years ago. And I got the train across and went to Malmo as well. Went to Sweden, went to Malmo. Mark, play up Sky Blues, 2 wins for the title, yes. WNL says, what could Marco Rose do for Bournemouth? He looks close. Apparently, yeah, he's already agreed now, hasn't he, to be the new Bournemouth manager next season. So that should be interesting as well to see how he adapts to the Premier League. It is a very similar style of play to Iraola. Yeah, he was at RB Leipzig, wasn't he, Marco Rose, and he's done well. He's done well in Germany. I just always red flags when you get a new manager coming to the Prem and how their style of play and their approach will adapt. But yeah, good manager. I think he'll do okay. Scandinavian countries have a strong Man United following. And Teaching Tony, hey Key, if you're gambling on the NBA, go Hornets and Warriors. Okay, Hornets and Warriors, loud and clear, Teaching Tony. I'll listen you. I'll hear you out. Madhouse says J League and Korean League. Evening, Key and you lot. Good to see you, Madhouse. Do you have any interest in visiting the Hill Dickon? Oh, the Hill Dicky, sorry. No. Tom Landon, did Napoli literally need... Oh, you did Napoli last year, literally need binoculars to watch it. Atmosphere's mental. Yeah, listen, I'm not a massive fan of Italian stadiums. I thought the Stadio Olimpico in Rome was... I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like the Stadio Olimpico. I didn't think it was nice. And I didn't really rate Rome as a city, to be honest. Ball in, Coventry. Oh, nearly. Very nearly 1-0. Oh, great ball in, that from Van Newick again. Flew down the right-hand side. Who was it who was coming in at the far post? That's exactly the sort of fullback play you want, though, in the Premier League. He read the ball well, intercepted it, drives forward. Great ball in that. A little bit high, but that's pretty much bang on the money. Unlucky. Good ball in that. Mason Clark, if he'd have been about 3 feet taller, he'd have been on there. Mick, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Has Iraola's next job been confirmed? Not yet, no. He said that it's not been confirmed. He said, I promise you, I've not accepted a new job. I don't know what I'm going to be doing next year. I don't know if I believe that, but that's what he said. Hiller says the Danish Super League is entertaining, but definitely not good. There's some good players in it. There's definitely some good players. Welshwing, I've got a cracking quiz tonight if I'm here, Key. Or we can do yours. No, I've been dominating recently, but you can do it Sunday, as I'll be too angry at half-time in that one. Okay, well, I'll do Sundays, assuming you're still here for half-time. I'd love you to do yours if you've got a great one. Yeah, absolutely. Jay Shaw says, this one of the best seasons in a while. Title race still on. Spurs could easily be in the Championship. Cov and Millwall might be in the Prem. League is still wide open. I think it's been one of the most competitive leagues in a while. But I would also say at the top end, it probably has been one of the most competitive, and maybe for the neutral, it's maybe quite entertaining. But at the top end of the table, Liverpool won the league last year with 84 points. Just focusing on the Prem. We'll come back to the Championship in a minute because there's a load of exciting stuff in there. But Liverpool won the Premier League last year with 84 points. And I thought we maybe not got lucky. We didn't get lucky. You can only beat who's in front of you, right? But we won the league and we were the best team in the league. But 84 points is a pretty low points total for a title winner. Chances are City and Arsenal will win it with even less points this year. Whoever it is, whoever wins it out of City and Arsenal will win it with even less than 84 points. And we went on holiday, famously. We was in Ibiza for the last 2-3 months of the year. So, make of that what you will. Key's definition of unlucky is very different from mine. Jellyfish, Arsenal and City will be like a crazy final, I think. It's the decider, so it will be a great watch. As a United fan, I'm mixed. I don't want either to win, but I'll find it funny if Arsenal bottle it. Did you see what Ian Wright said, by the way? Sorry, again, we will come back to Blackburn Coventry, but just while we're talking about this, did you see what Ian Wright said? Where he was talking about he feels that Arsenal have bottled it. And he feels that he hates the way that Arsenal play football, but he's tolerated it because we're going to win the league kind of thing. And now that's not going to happen. He's really disappointed. And it's so validating for me especially, who gets trolled by these Arsenal fans who are like, oh, why'd you hate us so much, bro? And I'm like, I don't hate you, I just hate the way you play football. And to have like Arsenal legends coming out and Arsenal fans themselves now saying, if he doesn't win the league playing this way, oh, sack him, I hate watching us. It's great, I love it, I'm vindicated, it's brilliant. Gav's travels. Arsenal have lost one league game since United in January. It's wild how everyone is lumping on. Mate, I think you say it's wild, but your own, like I said, if Ian Wright's saying it, unless your argument is that Ian Wright's a clickbaiter and he doesn't actually believe that, Ian Wright is very much a glass half full kind of Arsenal fan, isn't he? Oh, what a run that is down the right-hand side. What a run. Ball in. Oh, keeper spills it. Rushworth just about gets back out and claims it. What a run that was. Absolutely brilliant down the right-hand side from young Christy Montgomery. Wright is awoke nowadays. And whatever you think of his political views, at the end of the day, mate, I think he believes what he believes about Arsenal, doesn't he? He's not so... That is a view that is shared by, I would argue, maybe a majority of the Arsenal fan base, maybe. Hiller says, why don't you like Lampard, Key? I don't like Lampard because, one, he was Everton manager. Two, he had a bit of a go at Jurgen Klopp on the touchline and said, pipe down, and all this. He always had a bit of a big mouth, and I think he's got sort of... He was a wonderful footballer, but he was never quite as good as Steven Gerrard. You know, Mourinho had peak Frank Lampard, and he still wanted Gerrard. I think that maybe said everything about it. But anyway, I like Frank Lampard. I think as a manager, he's very, very good, and he's very talented. But yeah, I'm not in love with Frank Lampard, the man. Obviously, he's a ex-Everton manager. Ian Wright has always been an honourable man, regardless of team bias. Good values all round. I quite like Ian Wright as well. Welshwing, yeah, I'm basically with Ian Wright on that one. If it wins us stuff, I won't give a monkeys, but if we keep bottling it, then I will want to change desperately. Ancelotti was ex-Everton manager too. I know, but the thing is with Ancelotti is Ancelotti kind of binned Everton off. He took the Everton job, I feel like, as a, I'm not doing anything. Yeah, go on, I'll have it. You're going to pay me an absolute fortune. And they did, didn't they? And then he came in, didn't really do that good. Like, he came in and took over a side that had finished... Wasn't it something like they'd finished 12th or 11th, and then he got them to, like, 10th? Like, Everton fans argue, yeah, we finished 10th, but actually towards the end of the season, we were only a few points off 4th. Yeah, you finished 10th. He took over a side that finished 11th or 12th, and he finished 10th with you, and you paid him an absolute fortune. And he binned you off as soon as another big club came after you. Sam says, I'm good, Shell, thank you. Relegation could be confirmed for Wolves tomorrow. Sad season for Wolves, but I think you will be straight back up, mate. Johnny Scarp, can you watch the Icelandic League? I have watched the Icelandic League on here before, yes. Gav's Travels, I think we have played this way this season to get over the line. If we win, the handbrake will be off. I think that's a little bit naive, Gav, if I'm being dead honest. I think if your argument is we're going to play pragmatically and risk-averse and defensively to try and win a title, and then when we do win a title, we're going to rein it, we're really going to sort of let the leash off and go and play really attacking football. No, I think if you win a league playing this way, it will confirm everything that Mikel Arteta thinks philosophically about the game, that you need to be pragmatic and risk-averse. So I think you'll play this way again next season, maybe even more so. So this is his style of play. This is how he's always played, as far as I'm concerned. Welshwing, look, if we get to the final in Bayern PSG, we park the bus all game and Gabriel get the winner by a corner, via 16 deflections, then I won't care what critics will say about it. And I totally would, empathise with that and agree. Mr. E says, Coventry are going to get promoted, mate. Yes, I am 99.9% certain that Coventry get promoted tonight. I mean, listen, they're basically already promoted, aren't they? Like, let's be honest. They are 12 points clear of third-placed Millwall, and they are plus 42 as it stands. Side netting from Radoni. Eesh. Yeah, so they're plus 42, Coventry, goal difference. Millwall are plus 9. So, in the nicest possible way, Coventry would have to lose all of their remaining games, including this one, by about 8-0. And Millwall would have to win all of their remaining games by about 6-0. And maybe then they would go ahead of Coventry on goal difference. But as it stands, the reality is they're already up. But it's nice to have it confirmed. So it is going to be a big celebration party, I think, tonight. Even if it's just a draw. Coventry have not scored in their last 2 games. They drew 0-0 with Hull, 0-0 with Sheffield Wednesday. Not scored, but then again, not conceded, so that's good. But yeah, not great. Whereas Blackburn, I think we said this just before kickoff, didn't we? Just 1 defeat in their last 6 games. On a decent run. And still back them to get out of the relegation battle. Down the right-hand side. Good play from Blackburn. Stood up far post. Header off the bar. Oh, Blackburn. Is it called back? Referee's called it back. Ahashi with a header. I think he's been fouled there, maybe. He's pointing at the ref and saying, was it me? But I think he did maybe give a little shove in the back to the defender. It's a great run down the right-hand side. Absolutely fantastic ball in from Alabiosu. And as he stands it up, Ohashi, does he shove him in the back? Yeah, it's a shove in the back. It's a shove in the back on Latibodia. Good header off the bar, Blackburn. It wouldn't have counted. But a very, very good start. 27 minutes in. You could argue maybe both have had opportunities. Michael Keane just did a podcast and said Ancelotti was the best at keeping everyone happy. I'm not surprised, because if Ancelotti said something, at Everton as well, you're going to listen to it, aren't you? He'd just look at you if you disagreed with him and be like, lad, I'm Carlo Ancelotti. I've won Champions League. I'll do more in my next 12 months than you'll do in your entire career. And that's just, he's one of the best managers of all time. Of course you will. You definitely listen to him. Shadow Ninja New, I'm having a celebration tonight if we go up. Still saying if, even though, like you said, technically confirmed already. It is, isn't it? It's all but confirmed. 65% possession to Coventry, 35 for Blackburn. Both teams on 0.5 XG. Well, Blackburn on 0.52. If you put any stock into XG, I don't like XG. I don't really. You watch the game with your eyes. XG doesn't really tell you an awful lot, I don't think. Not me, anyway. Daniel, in hindsight, would you have taken Semenyo and Gahey at Liverpool? Yeah, of course I would. Of course I would. Absolutely I would. We needed someone. The idea wasn't... When I said in the summer when we were, Mark Gay didn't come to Liverpool, and I said, I'm not really that bothered if Mark Gay doesn't come. That doesn't mean I don't want anyone to come. I was specifically talking Liverpool. Yeah, we don't necessarily need Mark Gay. We definitely need someone, though. So I wasn't wedded to Mark Gay, and I wasn't wedded to Antoine Semenyo. Both have been very good signings for City. You could argue maybe they have taken to City to the brink of the title if they do win it. But I wasn't that bothered if Liverpool signed them. It was more that we needed someone. What do you think to Chelsea and United at the weekend? Well, Liverpool can't really lose in that one. Liverpool are fine, no matter what happens in that one. Chelsea win, then, especially if we beat Everton, we're in front of United. We go in front of United. If Chelsea beat United and we beat Everton, we're in front of United. We're third, potentially, depending on what happens with Villa. So that's fine. That's good. If United win and we beat Everton, then we're 7 points clear of Chelsea going into the last 5 games of the season. We've got the Champions League sewn up. If it's a draw, same. Either way, draw takes us a point closer to United, and we've still got to play them. And we'd be 5 points clear, right, of Chelsea, or 6, whatever it'd be. Plus, we still have to play Chelsea at Anfield. Graham, do you think Spurs will go down? No, not me. I don't think Spurs will go down at all. Do you, though? Let me know in the chat. What do you think? Great run by Ellis Sims. Coventry, far post. Oh, good defending by Rovers. Cov still got it. Ball back to Van Uwijk. Not a great pass, just killed momentum there a little bit, and it's all the way back with the defenders. Sam, I don't think Arsenal win the league, Key. Does anyone in the chat, let me know, do you actually think that Arsenal still, is anyone still Arsenal to win the league? Because I feel like I'm now in the minority. I still think they're going to win it. And my reputation with Arsenal fans is in tatters. They all think I'm a hater and I just troll them and whatever, which is nonsense. But I don't want them to win the league, but I still think they will. If they don't win it, it'll be hilarious. But yeah, no, Coventry all the way back again, keeping a bit more control now, Coventry. Blackburn just dropping 10, 15 yards. The front line's just dropped. Good ball in. Great touch. Oh, wonderful touch, that. Bergkamp-esque from Mason Clark, was it, at the back stick? And a wonderful bit of defending from McLaughlin, I think it was. Sensational defending. Lovely ball in. I think he was just offside. Was he? Has he been flagged off? Yeah, flagged offside. That would have been like Cole and York in their absolute prime there. Mason Clark with a little Bergkamp-esque touch into Ellis Sims. And it was cleared away by McLaughlin, but it was offside. That was better. Much, much better. I'll have a confident answer on Arsenal after this weekend. Oh, that's such a cop-out. You can't wait till after the weekend. Jay Crownshaw, if we get an absolute pasting on Sunday, we're not winning it. A 0-0 and we have a chance. Oh my God. Oh, I'm still absolutely in at the moment. Arsenal win the league. Tottenham stay up. I'm dying on that hill at the moment. But I'm intrigued to see what you good fine people think. Prince Rupert for sure. I still think Arsenal will win it. Shell, I think City will nick it. Okay. We might have to do a little poll on that. We'll see. Let's do a poll in a minute. See what people think. Jean-Paul Van Hecker will be a decent signing. Mick says Van Disney is one to leave next year. Yeah, Van Dijk is going at the end of his contract next year. That's not really a surprise. It's a shame. It'll be sad to see him go. An absolute icon. A legend of the game and of Liverpool. Welshwing, I predicted we'd go out to Southampton but beat Bournemouth. So you're not entirely on the money with your team at the minute. Timbo, hello Key. I must say watching PSG batter Liverpool in the flesh was a lovely experience. I'm sure it was. Lovely. How lovely for you. As a Chelsea fan, going to Anfield to watch PSG beat Liverpool. I'm sure you had a lovely time. Daddy Hall says if we lose on Sunday, then no, but the fact we can draw or win, we have the slightest advantage. I'm like 51-49. It's so good to see Arsenal fans so like... I wouldn't say chaotic, but it's nice to see Arsenal fans so lacking in confidence. I really thought that you would see Arsenal fans a bit more... I don't know, it feels like their ego's been stripped away by these last few games, hasn't it? I was sat right above the PSG fans too. Oh, in the Annie Road end. Nice. Claim for the penalty. No, Blackburn in the area. Pulled back. I thought there was going to be a claim there. Stood up far post. Easy. Cleared away by Coventry. It's very end-to-end this game. And we've not had too many like super clear chances. 35 minutes in. Both teams are having a good go at each other though. There's certainly no... It's 0-0, but it's not a stalemate. It's not dour. Oh, big chance must be! What a block that is! Oh, it's absolutely sensational at the back from Van Uwijk. Player I've been praising all game in an attacking sense, but my God, he covered his defender there. Wow. Absolutely fantastic. Blackburn pull the ball back, and it's just waiting. Oh, what an absolutely sensational goal that would have been. I don't know who it was who was running onto it. Was it Morris Sheeter or maybe Montgomery? I'm not sure. But whoever it was running onto it. And Van Uwijk was there. Very, very nearly a goal for Rovers. Corner for Rovers. Out to the edge of the box. If Van Dijk... Oh, sorry, Welshwing. Thoughts on Marco Rose going to Bournemouth, Key? Yeah, we was talking about this a little bit earlier, mate. I think he's a very smart appointment. He's done well in Germany. Similar style of play to Areola-ish. But front foot, likes to press, and I think that'll suit Bournemouth well with the players that they have. But every manager's got the little differences and stuff. So be interesting to see how he adapts to the Prem. He's a good manager though. U10, how's it going? U10 says, oh, what are we saying? Prince Rupert, why are people calling him Van Disney of all things? I think it's just one of them things people just like mocking. I don't know. We've not really got any. But everyone knows he's a worldie. He's an absolute worldie. Jabber, if Van Dijk only has a year left, isn't it likely LFC will try and get money for him in the summer? No, because I think, honestly, at 35, what money are you going to get for him that's worthwhile? You're not going to get any money that's worth more than having Van Dijk for another year. You're not going to get it. At 36, I can understand he might want to move on. He's been there near enough 10 years at that point, and yeah, fair enough. Totally understand he might want to move on at that point. U10 says, I've never seen a fan base so nervous when they're top of the league and in a Champions League semi-final, yet they claim they have the best players in the world. They were very much on edge against Sporting over 2 legs, I've got to say. Daniel, I would have been confident if we had a 12-point lead. We couldn't make it happen. Daddy-O, the thing is, everyone makes out like we had this insurmountable lead. We lost 1 game and then suddenly it's City's to win, even though they just drew 2 games just before and it was all over. You have kind of opened the door to City, though. I do feel like if City do win the league, I don't think it's going to happen, but if City do win the league, with the greatest of respect to Manchester City, I don't think they'll have won the league. I think Arsenal will have thrown the league away. That's exactly what Ferguson said, isn't it, when the Aguero goal went in? He said, City didn't win the league, we lost the league. We threw the league away. And I'll feel kind of the same with Arsenal. Arsenal had it in the... right there, absolutely right there. They had it in the palm of their hands and they threw it away. So, yeah, I feel it's more that Arsenal lost it than City won it. But City are crazy. At this time of year, they're so consistent. The hilarious thing will be, and this is what a lot of people haven't really truly deeped yet and thought about. The hilarious thing will be, imagine if this happens. Imagine if City win the league, right? City win it, and then they get the points deduction, and they get relegated. Or even if they don't get relegated, maybe they just, I don't know, maybe they just get it knocked down to the bottom half. But either way, then imagine Arsenal get a lovely little trophy, a lovely little second place, but you've won the league kind of. Imagine them trying to do like a parade for that. You've not won the league in 22 years, but you have to do a parade because you've won the league by virtue of a points deduction. Oh, that would be more humiliating than actually throwing it away. Oh, that would be fantastic. I really hope that is what happens in many ways. What are we saying? Shell has the pups key. Very good, thank you, Shell. Yes, they're very good. I took them out for a walk earlier. My little sausage dog, Frankie, he's all good. He's healing after his surgery. The Anfield Vortex, do you think Van Dijk will go on to another club or do his coaching badges when he leaves Key? I think he'll go on to another club. He's absolutely still got, energy in the tank. Top player, Van Dijk, even now. KU Gamer says 2-0 to Coventry. Well, so far, I've got to say, the best chances have gone Blackburn's way. But still a long way to go. 39 minutes, 40 minutes or so on the clock. What a pass that is. He's going to keep it in. Straight out of play. Uh, 60-point deduction. Let's go. U10. Crazy to think that everyone has been going on about Arsenal and City are on course for a treble. Yeah. Mark says Cov are missing Sakamoto tonight. They are indeed. Yes. Yeah. A lot of talent from Japan on the pitch and off the pitch in these two teams. Obviously Morishita and Ohashi for Rovers, and yeah, Sakamoto who's out as well for Cov. Welshwing, I remember when Arteta scored the win of East City in 2012. I was quite sad because I was convinced United won the league, and they lost to Wigan, drew to Everton, and lost to City. Will XG slightly in favour of the home team so far? Yes, the home team definitely, I would say so far, have been marginally, very, very marginally the better side. There was a few Coventry fans in the chat earlier who said they were a little bit unsure about this game, a little bit nervous. Technically, you're already in the Premier League, but I can understand why after the last couple of games against Hull and Wednesday. What a touch that is. That's sensational play. Absolutely fantastic play down the left-hand side from Rovers, and that's going to be a foul and possibly a yellow card as well, I would imagine. Ribeiro, absolutely great stuff. Ribeiro flying down the right-hand side. Sorry, the left-hand side. He was chopped there by Thomas, who, is he going to get a yellow card from the ref? Came inside. Oh, it wasn't Thomas, actually. Sorry, I apologise. It wasn't Thomas. It was Latibaudier. But he got taken out there. And no, it's not going to be a yellow card. But they were on there. They were on a bit of a counter-attack. It's a good foul to take from Coventry's point of view. Do you think Inter will beat Cagliari? Yes, I do. I watched Inter v Como the other day. They played really well. Prince Rupert, why did you get a sausage dog? I mean, it's better than a poodle, but no offence. My wife wanted one. There's no real other answer than that. My wife wanted one. I would say to anyone who's considering buying a sausage dog at Dachshund, I would be very, very careful. They cost an awful lot of money. About 1 in 3 of them get spinal problems, which, if they get it, basically we got, it was only 5, 6, and we got told you either pay 8 grand or you put him to sleep. And that's very, very common for Dachshunds and sausage dogs. And we had to beg, borrow and steal to try and get that money because I couldn't look my little girl in the eye and say, Frankie's not here anymore. So yeah, that was a bad day. But he's still here, and that's the good thing. He's still here. Coventry cleared away. Blackburn just about getting away. It's all a bit scrappy in the area. Playing for the handball. No. Coventry ball in. It's not really much cohesive football edge of the box. What a ball that is. Van Uwik's having the game of his life here. I know he's played like this a lot of this season, but Van Uwik's been terrific today, defensively and going forward. He's a real asset. Absolutely a real asset for these. Catherine Redding, Coventry fan here. Good to see you. Good to see a Coventry fan in. What a ball that is. Trent Alexander-Arnold, eat your heart out there. Ninja, realistically, who's going to win? Based off what we've seen so far, I would be leaning towards a draw. I'm going to sit on the fence. Jabber, it was a viral meme. Somebody put the words on a pic of him and it sounded like something he'd say. Shell says, hope the one that was scared on Bommy Night is better with noise now. Yeah, he is. That's Smokey. That's my mum and dad's dog. We was looking after him that night. But yeah, he's not great with fireworks. A lot of dogs aren't great with fireworks, in fairness. Come on, Coventry. Daniel says MVE is the only player I can confidently say is Premier League quality in our team. Yeah, Van Uwik's, he's some player. I like him a lot. Every time I've watched him, he's been very good. Michael Cox says Van Uwik is class, one of our few that will step up to the Prem. Not looking forward to the Prem, going to miss the Championship. There's a lot in there, I think, that could do a decent job in the Prem, maybe off the bench, but I still think if Coventry want to make it work, they're going to have to go up and spend kind of like Sunderland did. Sunderland spent 150 million. Leeds and Burnley spent 100 million. And if you consider where Leeds and Burnley are, 100 million is kind of like the base rate, isn't it? If you have any ambition to stay in the Prem, you need to invest 100 million. And that's net, by the way, as well. 100 million net will maybe keep you in the Prem. 150 million net probably does. But that's the sort of money Coventry are going to have to throw at it in the summer, I think. Does a point get them up? Yes, a point gets Coventry up, but they are effectively up anyway, given the massive goal difference. Plus 42 versus plus 9 on Millwall, who are 12 points behind them with 4 games left. So it's basically done. A point gets Coventry up mathematically, but even technically mathematically now, unless like Coventry would have to, like we said earlier, Coventry would have to lose about 8-0 every game, and Millwall would have to win every game about 6-0 or whatever. Something stupid like that. Alabiosu, great ball back. Blackburn, handball maybe. Oh no! It's cleared away. Coventry again, riding their luck at the back. It definitely is getting more towards a Rovers goal than it is a Coventry goal. Coventry goals have been, or Coventry chances have come as a result of kind of balls in. Van Hewitt doing well and pushing up on the right-hand side, whereas Blackburn feels like they've really got Coventry down down Coventry's left-hand side. Kitchen and De Silva not having good nights. Alabiosu, Morishita and Montgomery are really getting in there. Montgomery's been flying up there, and the last couple of times Alabiosu's got in and pulled it back for Ohashi, who's done really well. Hit the bar. Robert Anderson, Blackburn fighting like mad, so Coventry need to scrap with them and add that quality from the bench later in the game. Absolutely right. Yeah, there is still some... Yeah, they've got options on the bench, haven't they, Cov? It was an handball. There was a claim for a handball there, but it wasn't a handball. Jabba says, Cov, have to promise to never wear this kit in the Prem. And Jellyfish, you have to spend money or you lose money by relegation. Jack Russell's my favourite dog, but boy, they're yappy. I listen, I love dogs. Dogs are great. Any dogs are great. But, yeah. We've got a toy poodle, a dachshund, and a schnorky, which is a Schnauzer Yorkie cross, Yorkshire Terrier Schnauzer cross. And that was who you saw in the... Was it the Halloween? It wasn't Halloween. It was Bonfire Night, wasn't it? The Bonfire Night stream that I did, where I had him sat on top here and just was stroking him because he's scared of the fireworks. Yeah, that's him. Right, half-time in this one, and it is Rovers 0, Coventry 0. The promotion party is just on hold, just for now. But a point is enough. I mean, a point is enough, but Blackburn have done really well this half, and they have been marginally the better side. We will have our half-time quiz now, assuming Welshwing is still in the chat. I don't know if he is. If you're still around, Welshwing, show your face, speak your name, or forever hold thy peace. He said he had a quiz. I'm just waiting. I've got a quiz as well. But if not, then we'll do his quiz. Oh, there you go. Here he is. Here he is, right on schedule. Welshwing. Let's get the quiz book open. Hang on. This one's going to be a difficult one. It's going to be Blackburn and Coventry related, so it might be good for any Coventry and Blackburn fans in the chat. Halftime quiz. Since we're doing Blackburn and Coventry, two giants of the 90s, the top 20 Premier League goal scorers of the 90s from August 92 to December 99. Wow. Okay, this is going to be fun. Right, I would say Shearer, Fowler, Cole, Ferdinand, Sheringham, probably, maybe, Sheringham. Any others? Paul Dickov, Ian Wright. Yeah, Ian Wright, definitely Ian Wright. Tim Sherwood, highest goal scorer in the Prem. No chance. Can't be having that. You have to be careful sitting down at Key's house. Fowler's third. Okay, Fowler's third. Dwight York's not a bad shout. Yeah, I bet Dwight York's not a bad shout. Cole is fourth. Okay. Cole fourth. Fowler third. Shearer. Ferdinand is second. Yeah, okay. Cantona. I bet Cantona's in there. King Eric. Any other United players, maybe? Ian Rush, Stan Collymore, Kevin Phillips. I'm not sure about Collymore, and I don't think Rush would have been, If Ian Wright is ninth, there's no way. Absolutely no way. Sorry, hang on. I was just doing the capture thing. York is 8th. Okay. Cole is 4th. Ferdinand 2nd. York is 8th. Wright is 9th. Anelka. Yeah, that's not a bad shout, Madhouse. Anelka. Chris Sutton. Yeah, Sutton maybe. And Letitia maybe. Another good shout. I'm trying to think of like stalwarts, veterans. Dion Dublin, of course. Dion Dublin. Listen, it could be Bergkamp, but Bergkamp only arrived kind of later in, didn't he? Bergkamp was signed by Bruce Rioch in, was it 96? Bergkamp's 20th. Oh, well, there you go. Back end. I did say he'd be there, maybe. Very good player. 20th Bergkamp. Well, yeah, maybe Michael Owen then. Michael Owen. No, again, Owen only made his debut in 97. No, Michael Owen can't be. Can't be. Tony Cotty's not a bad shout. Cotty, maybe Scholes. Yeah, Scholes, probably not a terrible shout. Giggs and Scholes. Lee Chapman. Sutton's 7th, Dublin is 10th. Nice. Sutton is 7th and Dublin is 10th. Good answers, this charming Dan. 3-star Reds, Chris Wood. Johnny Barnes, Joe Talks Footy. Johnny Barnes. Oh, could be, maybe. Yeah, Barnes is a potential. We'd mark him down. McManaman. Letitia is 5th. Okay. One Chop. Paolo One Chop. Collymore. Again, you've got to think about when these players arrived in the Prem. Owen's not there. I did say I don't think Owen. Cotty is 12th. That's a great answer. What about Dunk? Big Dunk. Duncan Ferguson. Bet Duncan Ferguson's there. He was in the Prem from about 94, wasn't he? 94, 95? Mark Hughes. Sparky. Yeah, Mark Hughes is definitely going to be there. I'd be astonished if Mark Hughes isn't there. Zola. Questionable. Possibly. Daniel, when you think of Dion Dublin, what club do you most associate him with? Villa. Yeah, I generally think of him as a Villa player. Coventry as well, but Villa. Hughes is 13th. Okay. Hughes is 13th. Kevin Gallagher, 19th. Wow. Kevin Gallagher. Would not have said that Kevin Gallagher got more Premier League goals than Dennis Bergkamp in the 90s. Brian McClure, not Duncan Ferguson. Brian McClure is a lovely answer, Jellyfish. Yeah, Brian McClure could be a decent one. Rush. Did we talk about Rush? The Italian ref pusher. Di Canio. Paolo Di Canio. Fowler. So far, we've got, just as a heads up for those in the chat, we're doing the top 20 Premier League goal scorers of the 90s. Given we're looking at two 90s Premier League sides in Blackburn and Coventry, the top 20 Premier League goal scorers of the 90s. So far, we've got Fowler, Cole, Ferdinand, Wright, York, Sutton, Letitia, Dublin, Bergkamp, Cotty, Hughes and Gallagher. Has someone said Cantona? Where was Cantona? I said him, but where? Collymore's 16th. Sorry, I'm missing these correct answers. Cantona is 11th. Okay, so we have got Cantona then. So how many are we missing then? 1, 2, 3, 4. Shearer was first, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Did we get Sheringham? Did anyone say Sheringham? Chris Sutton was 7th. Yeah, we got that. What about Sheringham? Beardsley, not Brian McClure and not Ian Rush. And not Duncan Ferguson. Barnes, Giggs and Scholes. Beardsley. Yeah, not Vialli or Di Canio. Not Vialli, not Di Canio. Wow, okay. Not Michael Owen. Sheringham. Did someone confirm or deny Sheringham? Teddy Sheringham. Give me Teddy. Giggs, Barnes and Scholes. Sheringham is 6th. Okay, right, we did get Sheringham. Any other shouts? We've had Ian Wright. Ian Wright was 9th. Hasselbank, again, he joined quite late. I know he was at Leeds, wasn't he? And then he came back with Chelsea. No, I don't think he's going to be in the 90s. We can guess it. Hasselbank, we can say Hasselbank, but I don't think it'll be in there. Collymore was 16th. Andy Cole was 4th. Fowler was 3rd. Shearer was 1st. Les Ferdinand was 2nd. Letitia was 5th. Sheringham 6th. 7th was Chris Sutton. We've not yet got 8th. Someone else definitely missing. Steve Bruce, did he do enough? Again, Ravanelli, not that many appearances in the Prem. Ravanelli, Brian Dean. Dean Holdsworth is 14th. Dean Holdsworth, wow. What about Chris Armstrong then, by that logic? Chris Armstrong, I bet, is in there. Dean Holdsworth was a very solid Premier League striker, but I would go as far as saying, Chris Armstrong would be another one. Stefan Everson. I'm starting to just rattle through them now. Stefan Everson, Chris Armstrong. Come on, who else? A couple of other Premier League, stalwarts that we're missing, I'm sure. Vinnie Jones, Okoku. Effing Okoku. Dwight York is 8th. Oh, sorry, I did have that, Liam. Sorry. I did have that. Apologies. Chris Armstrong, 17th. Get in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we've got 2 left to get. Is that right? Brian Dean is 18th. 1 left to get. Wow. Who else are we missing then? There's 1 more player missing. We're doing the top 20 Premier League goal scorers of the 90s. Given the fact that we're watching a Premier League All-Star, 2 Premier League All-Star clubs, Blackburn and Coventry, from the 90s, from that era, Welshwing has done a quiz where we are covering all of the top 20 Premier League goal scorers from the start of the Premier League era, 92, all the way to December 99. Who are the top 20 goal scorers? So far, we've got 20th was Dennis Bergkamp, 19th was Kevin Gallagher, 18th was Brian Dean, 17th Chris Armstrong, 16th Stan Collymore, 15th. Who was 15th? I haven't got 15th. Who was 15th, Welshwing? 14th was Dean Holdsworth. 13th was Mark Hughes. 12th was Tony Cottee. 11th was Cantona. 10th was Dion Dublin. 9th was Ian Wright. 8th was Dwight York. 7th was Chris Sutton. 6th was Teddy Sheringham. 5th was Matt Letizia. 4th was Andy Cole. 3rd was my hero, Robbie Fowler. 2nd, Les Ferdinand. And 1st was Alan Shearer. So who was 15th? Who were we missing? Beardsley. Peter Beardsley. Someone did say that in the chat, in fairness. Handsome Peter Beardsley was 15th. Okay. Nice work, everyone. Good work. Thank you very much for that, Welshwing. Really appreciate it. That is a great quiz. I enjoyed that. Yeah, Beardsley. Good answers. Well done, everyone. And that's timed quite nicely because we are literally about 60 seconds away from the second half kicking off now. Still 0-0, but still finely balanced. Blackburn probably having the better chances of the 2 sides, I would say, so far. But based off what we've seen so far, let me know what we're thinking. 8th was Dwight York, Madhouse. Yeah, great quiz, says Jellyfish. Absolutely, great quiz. Thank you very much, Welshwing, again. Growing a bit of a reputation as chief quizzer. I'm not liking it. I'm only messing. I love it, really. It's really, really kind of you, and you do some really great quizzes. So thank you very much, mate. It's a very, very good quiz yet again. Did Peter Beardsley play for Liverpool? He did. He also played for Everton, and he's one of, I think he's the only player actually to score for both sides in a Merseyside derby. Is that right? Gary Ablett, of course, played for Liverpool and Everton in a Merseyside derby, but I don't think he scored for both in a Merseyside derby. Yeah. Nick Barmby also played for both and never scored in the Merseyside derby for both. But Peter Beardsley did. Yeah, Liverpool and Everton. Score predictions for the derby, says Mikel. Score predictions for the derby. 2-1 Liverpool. 2-1. Daniel, who was your favourite to watch from 10th to 20th in the list? Probably Bergkamp at 20th. I think I'd be hard pushed to say anyone else, but yeah, probably Bergkamp. Another great quiz from the Tottenham legend. Yeah, Gary Ablett, of course. God rest his soul. 3-2 Everton, says Andy. Don Hutchinson. Yeah, Don Hutchinson played for both. I'm a Newcastle fan, says Theo Chippendale. Lovely. Well, how are you feeling about Eddie Howe? I want to ask a fair few Newcastle fans about that, because that's one that seems to have a lot of Newcastle fans on the fence at the minute. What do we think about Eddie Howe? I've just remembered Abel Xavier also played for Liverpool and Everton. Mikel, have you ever watched the League of Ireland? Not the League of Ireland, but we've watched Shelbourne and we've watched a few Irish teams in the early stages of the Europa League and the Europa Conference League. Northern Irish and Republic of Irish teams. We watched Larne. Larne played Auda of the Latvian league in the Europa Conference League qualifying first round back in July, I think, last year, and we watched it. That's the sort of level you get here. When I say we're going to watch a game every day, believe me, we watch a game every day. So if we're watching Larne against Auda in the Europa Conference League in July, first round, as soon as the World Cup finishes, we'll be straight back into those wonderful Europa League nights and Europa Conference League nights. Theo Chippendale says, gone, please. You want Eddie Howe gone? Coventry, as it stands, are promoted. There you can see it. Gold, promoted. They're there. They're moments away. Jellyfish says, how is he going to get a win? And Joe Talks Footy, can you think of the centre-back that played for both? Centre-back that played for both Liverpool and Everton? Or centre-back who played for both Coventry and Blackburn? Who are we talking about here? Still 0-0 with Glentoran and Larne and Shadow Ninja Key. This will be the longest 45 of my life. Lock in, mate. We're going to be here for it. Let's see. I think Coventry might just be able to turn it round second half and maybe just get themselves up the pitch a little bit more. Because as it stands, it has been quite a disappointing game for Coventry. The third maybe disappointing performance in a row. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if they win the game or even if they just get the point, up to now, they deserve a point. So there's no doubt about that. But Blackburn are certainly... They're flying forward. Ryan Alabiosu there, you can see. He's first for everything. Look at that. Match rank first on crosses, passes into the box, chances created, tackles, everything. He's having a great game down that right-hand side. Kevin Sheedy played for both also. Yeah, he was in the youth side, wasn't he, Kevin Sheedy? Jellyfish, you said the other day you wouldn't do it, but you stuck to your word and streamed. I always try to. Steve Barton, when you wear pink, expect to lose. And Alex Macklin, evening key, looking forward to Sunday. I'm feeling pig sick at the idea of Sunday. A centre-back who played for both Liverpool and Everton. Are we talking, like, Premier League era? I can only think of Abel Xavier. He was a full-back more than anything, wasn't he? A centre-back who played for both Liverpool and Everton. Struggling here. It's not pink, it's hot coral. Yeah, get it right. Get it right, Steve. It's not pink, it's hot coral. Whatever that means. Hot coral is what Coventry are wearing. Oh, that's a great ball. Van Uwijk is in the area. Good ball back. Chance. Overhead kick. Oh, I think the ref's going to give a free kick there. Yeah. Ellis Sims tried the overhead kick, but McLaughlin, the captain, putting his head where it hurts. Westerveld, was he a centre-back? No, Westerveld was a goalkeeper. Gary Ablett. Gary Ablett was, again, he was a full-back, wasn't he? A centre-back. A centre-back. Are we sure? Are we sure there was a centre-back who played for Everton and Liverpool? I'm trying to remember. I don't think there was there? I remember a lot of players. We've had Barmby, we've had Westerveld, we've had, Abel Xavier, we've had Peter Beardsley and Nick Barmby. We had a fair few, but I don't remember a centre-back. Not that I'm struggling to think now. Did Jamie Carragher play for Everton? No, he didn't play for Everton. He supported Everton when he was younger. Oh, of course, he's mostly known for his time at Wolves. Connor Cody, of course. Did Connor Cody ever? I don't know if he ever played for us in the Premier. Either way, yeah, he did play for us in the League Cups, I think, but I don't think he ever played in the Prem. But I should have known that, actually, because believe it or not, Connor Cody used to sit next to my wife in maths. I'm not bragging, you know. But yeah, they went to the same school. My wife sat next to Connor Cody in maths. So there you go. Claim to fame FC. Steve, I've seen better kits from mentally deformed fox litters. Fucking hell, Steve. Keep it light, mate. Thanks very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Better kits. Wow. Steve is not a fan of the Coventry kits. Let's leave it at that. Yeah. He made one appearance for Liverpool. Did he really? Well, I'll still take it. Yeah, I should have got that one. It's a very good shout. Was Alex Manninger a good goalkeeper? Rest in peace. He was a very, very reliable number 2 for Arsenal. He was a Liverpool squad member, but he never actually played a game for us, as far as I'm aware. I don't think he did. But he was part of the Jurgen Klopp squad. Yeah, he was like our third choice goalkeeper / goalkeeper coach, because he was about 40 when we signed him. Onyeka and Ribeiro's just having a little word there. There's a little bit of handbags on the pitch here. It's not quite when it used to kick off in the 90s or the 80s where the players would really have a go at each other. It's usually just, hey, who are you talking to? Get away. And then they push each other and off they go. R.I.P. Alex Manninger. Absolutely, yes. Should know your team, Key. I know, I'm ashamed. I didn't get it. AD says, delivery bloke at work is going out with Beto's cousin. Found out today. Delivery bloke at work is going out with Beto's cousin. Team leaks. It's going to be a yellow card for both players. Yeah, Ribeiro's booked and Onyeka booked. Let's just see what this was all about, because, again, it seemed like handbags, if anything. Yeah, there's a little bit of afters, but nothing major. Mark, how was Chris Kirkland for you? He was always injured. It was a shame for Chris Kirkland, because I think the thing that I always remember with Chris Kirkland was we signed him as this like wonder kid goalkeeper, and he absolutely had the talent, but unfortunately he never was able to get a run of games because of the fact that he was always getting injured. And he famously used to break. I think didn't he break his finger on like an ironing board or something like that. He did. He got injured playing footy in the garden and stuff with his kid or something like that. He used to get injured in weird ways, and he always got injured. It was always little. They used to call him sick note, and he was always in the physio's room and everything like that. And it was a shame for Chris Kirkland, because the one thing that I always remember is when he signed for us, his dad had put a wager on, hadn't he? He'd had a BET. I won't say the word because it'll get me banned on the other place. But he had a BET with some bookmaker, whatever, that Kirkland would play for England, and he'd done that when he was about 12 or 13, wasn't he? I'm sure he was 12 or 13, and he put 100 quid on him to play for England. And they'd give him ridiculous odds, 1,000 to 1 or something like that. And he would have, I think it was even more than that. It might have been 10,000 to 1. It was something stupid. But he planned to cash it in. And I don't know if he ever actually did play for England. I had no idea Beto's cousin also lived in England. No, nor did I. We're learning every day on this channel. You had Brian Clough's son as a striker. We did, yeah. And he wasn't a bad player either, Nigel Clough. He did okay as well. 10,000 he won, not one cap. Oh, wait, well, I stand corrected. But I know he had a big wager on. Lots of injuries. He was brilliant for Coventry. I liked Chris Kirkland. It's a shame, actually, as well. I will say he suffered with like mental health. He's done a lot of work for sort of ex-footballers in the mental health space after they finish, because obviously a lot of footballers do struggle after they finish not being a part of the game and not sort of having anything to do, really. They're just, a lot of money, but actually not really anything to do. And it is quite difficult. Oh, this is a big chance for Blackburn. It's 2-on-1, but they've completely got it wrong. Totally got it wrong. Oh, it's dreadful. And Coventry just about get enough men back. But, oh, massive chance that. I think he's got a book. I think he has. Strike. Oh, big chance. Must be. It's there. It's 1-0. Rovers are in front. It's been coming. It has to be said. It has been coming. And Morishita has scored. It's there. Blackburn are in front, and the promotion party is on ice. It's on ice. The ball got whipped in. It took a couple of deflections. It somehow fell at the feet of Morishita. He takes a strike. It might even take a little deflection, but it's straight past Rushworth, and it's 1-0 Rovers. And he's in the stands, and he might get a booking for that as well. Coventry players look, I've got to be honest, they look beaten. It's not been a good performance from Coventry tonight. Bar Van Uwijk. He's been their standout player, maybe the standout player on the entire pitch. But Blackburn tonight, driving forward, good ball in from Alabiosu, pulls the trigger, takes a deflection. Yeah, it's a couple of deflections. It takes a deflection to get to Morishita, and then Morishita takes a good first touch, in fairness to him. Strike, big deflection again off. I think, is it Thomas or is it Kitchen? Yeah, it's Thomas. It takes a big deflection up off Bobby Thomas and in past Rushworth. Nothing really the keeper can do. Wrong-footed, loops up and in. It's 1-0, 55 minutes on the clock. Coventry have it all to do. They've got it all to do. Get Hadji right on. Torp, Asante and right on. Get them on. Noah says, what's the best club side you've ever watched outside Liverpool all time? Best club side? It's got to be the Barca side. The Barca side of about 2011, 2010. Because, to be honest, I genuinely think that United side is arguably the best side I've ever seen in the Premier League. Is that sort of Ronaldo, Rooney, Tevez, tail end. I mean, Ronaldo left and they still had a really top side. I would say that is up there with the best Premier League side I've ever seen, and Barcelona ran him all over the place. Absolutely dominated him in multiple finals, and yeah, that's probably the best side I've seen at club level anyway. City probably not far behind though, in fairness. City, multiple Pep Guardiola City sides. Bucky's going to clear up. Coventry are on the beach. No kidding. That's from Daniel as well, a Coventry fan. Messi 09 to 011 Barca. Broken Verdict saying the same. Yeah, it is. It's a standard one, that, isn't it? The best club side you've ever seen. For me, I think most people would say that Messi side with Barca 08 to 11. They were sensational. Yeah, unlucky. Shaw Ching Chunhua says R.I.P. Andy Kershaw. Has Andy Kershaw died? Oh, that's a shame. I didn't even know that. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, rest in peace, Andy Kershaw. Chris Blunt, we talk with an accent extremely rare. You want a cathedral, we've got one to spare in our Coventry homes. Cover taking 6 points off Liverpool next year. I wouldn't be surprised. Sims, Kitchen, and Onyeka off. There's no changes as yet. We've got 3 bookings in the game. Onyeka, Ohashin, Ribeiro on yellows. Sims has been isolated this game for Coventry. He's not really seen too much of the ball. Not really seen Radoni or Mason Clark get on the ball enough either. Kind of the best out balls for Coventry have been, if anything, Van Uwijk and De Silva down the wing-back positions. He's here again, De Silva. Foxy, to be fair though, that United 99 side at full strength was pretty special. Yeah, that Cole York combination was outstanding. And then Ollie and Teddy just behind him. Yeah, no, listen, there's a lot of great English sides and a lot of great sides, full stop. I would honestly say the AC Milan side that we played in Istanbul, genuinely, like, they came back and beat us 2 years later in 07. Ancelotti's AC Milan side, when you look through that side, back to front, incredible. Maldini, Nesta, Cafu. You know, they had a midfield of Pirlo, Gattuso, Kaká, Crespo, Shevchenko, Inzaghi. There's not a weakness in that team. There's not a weakness. We managed to beat him with friggin' Jimmy Traore. Jimmy Traore clearing one off the line. But they came back and beat us 2 years later in Athens. But yeah, I think they would be up there as well, that AC Milan side. Seedorf, of course. How did I miss Seedorf out? Seedorf's up there as well. Coventry is horrible, says Samuel Candia. Oxford fan, everyone just hates Oxford at this point. It's not a good result. It's not a positive result for Oxford. No, definitely not. This takes Rovers 7 points clear of Oxford. Admittedly, Oxford would have 2 games in hand. But again, Oxford's fixture's not easy either. They go away to Derby. They've got Wrexham at home. And they've got to go away to Millwall as well. Final game of the season. So, yeah, Oxford, I'll be honest, mate. I think you're struggling at the minute. You're kind of resting your hopes maybe on that West Brom points deduction to some degree. Because even Portsmouth have somewhat turned it around. Charlton are looking a bit ropey, though. Charlton actually might be the better chance if Oxford can pick up a few wins. That Brazil goalie, yeah, Dida. Dida couldn't dive to his right. Thoughts on Spurs signing Andy Robertson if they stay up? Very smart move. Yeah, very smart move. Daniel, why are West Brom getting a points deduction? Profit and sustainability rules. They have been found guilty. They are currently going through an appeals procedure. Blackburn getting forward again, cleared away by Thomas, and it's a corner. Alabiosu down that right-hand side. He's getting in every time. So easy for Coventry. For Rovers, sorry. Coventry have got to tighten it up. De Silva's just too far out of position. They're getting... Look at him. The ball's out of play for the corner, and De Silva's just coming back into shot. He's miles up the pitch. I understand you've got to try and get back in the game, but... Oh, they're getting far too easy. They're getting in against Covey here. Foxy, I'm happy to see Portsmouth and Blackburn win because I'd like to see Leicester relegated and the Baggies. I think Leicester are gone. Obviously, Wednesday we know are gone. Oxford, West Brom, Portsmouth, Charlton. If Blackburn win this, I think they're as good as safe. I would say I think they're as good as safe because 7 points is a hell of a turnaround. I can't see them getting relegated with, even if they were to lose their last 2 games. And to be fair, one of the games is against Leicester here at Ewood Park on the final day. They play Sheffield United at Bramall Lane, and then they've got Leicester final day. I can't see Blackburn going down. Especially because by that point, Leicester, of course, might already be down. Mr. Explained. Going to the Wrexham match tomorrow. My friend saying we are Hollywood FC, but so what? Excuse me. Hey. Enjoy it, mate. Enjoy the game. Yeah, Wrexham have kind of thrown it away a little bit towards the end of the season. Should be a good game, though. Stoke, very, very good game, but they have thrown it away a little bit, losing to Birmingham, Southampton, drawing to West Brom. They've kind of fallen off just at the crucial moment, haven't they? 4 points behind Hull now. SA, Wright and Torp have come on for Cov. Few changes. Lampard ringing the changes with 30 minutes to go. Tony Snooker fan, hello Key, does Cov need only a point to get promoted? Yes, they do. And they're in. Big chance. Oh, must be. Keeper, big save. He's rounded him. Is it in? Oh, on the roof of the net. Oh, fuck. Radoni somehow picked the ball up there. There was a big chance. As soon as Wright comes on, he's in. Good bit of defending there from the keeper. Toth just managed to get something on it, and it's gone behind for the Coventry corner. Radoni goes over to take it. I'll tell you what, there's plenty of fighting going on there in the middle. Radoni, ball in, header, far post. Rovers just about scramble it away, and now on the counter-attack. If Robertson was going to Tottenham, he would have moved in January. He's better suited to Coventry. I mean, he has apparently agreed to move. Fabrizio Romano's confirmed it. All but confirmed it. Anyway, Chris Cotton, De Silva might be Coventry's most improved player this season. I don't know if the system's suiting him, though. I've got to say, I think he has done well, but I think that it's leaving Coventry very vulnerable down that left-hand side. Come on, Lamp, sort it out. Inter winning 2-0. They have the title now. Yeah. Daniel, this is the highest points total for 6th place I've seen. What was 6th place last year? That's probably a good point, actually. Let's have a look and see what last year's 6th place finished with. Last year, 6th place got 68 points. This year, Hull are on 68 points. The year before that, 6th place got 73. The year before that, 6th place got 69. So 69 to 73 points is kind of the going rate in the last 3 or 4 years. And it's currently 68 points for Hull with obviously 4 games to go. So every chance they break that 73-point mark. Super Frank is looking more like regular Frank. Would Robertson still move to Tottenham if they get relegated? I think so. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Maybe not. But I don't think they are going down. Apparently, no. Romano said, didn't he? Romano said he's going to move there if they stay up. But I don't know. I still don't think they're going down. Maybe I'm in a bit of delusion, but I just don't see Tottenham going down. Morishita, the goal scorer, has just been booked. F no casuals for me, Coventry away, man. You've not done this one, have you? You've not backed these. Not off the back of Sheffield Wednesday and Hull taking a point off Coventry. I've never to back Cov tonight. It always looked like a point, this one, I thought. It still might be 1-1. I mean, Coventry have had the chances as well, but Blackburn's still going at him. Here's Alabiosu. He's still driving forward. Still getting on him. Great play. He's a talent, him, you know. He's a very talented player. I like him. He's had a good game tonight, no doubt about it. Just needed to freeze them, to be fair. Yeah, Ryan Alabiosu, signed from St Mirren in the summer just gone. Strike from Cov, edge of the box, cleared away by Blackburn. Key, do you think Blackburn are safe with this result? Currently played 2 more games than the other teams. They're 7 points clear of Oxford, mate. Yeah, even if Oxford win both their games in hand, which I don't see them doing, to be honest. I can't see all of the others winning that much. Like, yeah, no, I can't see it. They're on 51 points. Charlton, 49. Portsmouth, 48. West Brom, 46. Oxford are in 18th on 44, and then it's Leicester on 41. Leicester are done. I think West Brom are going to get the points deduction, to be honest, and they might go. Wolf Vertex, how is Coventry losing to Blackburn? It's happening, mate. They're playing really well. Here's Alabiosu again in the area. What a ball that is! Oh, it's another. He's causing absolute chaos down that right-hand side. What a player he is. Oh, it's been all about the fullbacks tonight. This game, we should have just called this game fullback watch, because it's been Alabiosu and Van Uwijk. Van Uwijk's been sensational for Cov, and this fella on the right-hand side for Blackburn, What a signing he's been. Picked him up from St Mirren in the summer just gone. Absolute bargain. How much did he pay for him? Oh, he was on loan at St Mirren. They got him from Kortrijk in the Belgian league. He was on loan at St Mirren for a year. In fact, he's ex-Arsenal. Oh my God. He's Arsenal. He's an Arsenal academy player. Now at Blackburn. Stop bullying me, Keith. Sorry, mate. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I apologise. Wolf Vertex, what's happening recently that teams were supposed to be winning have just suddenly started losing all of a sudden? End of the season, mate. Tired legs, tired minds. People, players making mistakes. Players just lacking a bit of concentration. It's a lot of games at the end of the season. It's all very concentrated. So much pressure. A mistake in one moment can cost you the game, and that's why it's so exciting for us as fans. But it must be mental torture for the players. Jellyfish, I like Mark Williams. He's so humble, and Higgins is a great player. Bill Werbenick, get Bill Werbenick in. Filmmakers and Mukamati said it's going to be 1-1 this one. Well, still currently 1-0. Wright and Sakamoto are Coventry's biggest goal threats. AD, I like Mark Goldbridge, but you're better though, mate. Ah, that's very kind. Listen, hey, I'll be happy enough with that compliment. If I'm 1% behind, if I've got 1% of that fella's followers and success by the time I finish this, then I'll be made up. Can't see it, mind. But we'll see. I like Jimmy White, the Whirlwind. He came to my school when I was a kid. Jimmy White, yeah. Got a snooker cue signed by him as well. So what's happening with Coventry? They're getting close to the goal almost every few seconds. They are, but they're not really doing anything. They're getting in the penalty area, but not really doing anything with it. Blackburn, up to now, are quite comfortable, I've got to say. Ball in the box, header. Oh, just as I say that, off the line. Oh my God, Coventry very nearly, and it's offside. Oh, it was a great ball in, and Rodoni with a header off the far post, rolls across the line, and I think the offside was not for Rodoni. I think it was for Mason Clark, maybe, following it in. As the ball comes in here, let's just see. I think it's Mason Clark who's offside. Rodoni with the header. Yeah, Mason Clark's definitely offside. It hits the post. Mason Clark didn't tap it in anyway, but he is off. There you go. So close. Wow, nice one, Key. Did you speak to Jimmy? I did, yes. I did. We spoke to Jimmy White. Look at that. Look at the fans in the Coventry. I'm guessing that's like a social club in Cov or something. Once again, tough night when the woodwork's against you. Cameron, Coventry will get battered by the big teams in the Prem. It'll be a very different Coventry side when they go up. You've got to remember that. Very, very different side. Change for Coventry. They've made another change. They took off Onyeka, Sims and Latibodia earlier. They've now took off Rodoni for Thomas Asante. So Torp, Wright, Esse and Thomas Asante now all on the pitch. And Rovers have made a change as well. Who've Rovers took off? Who is it who Rovers took off? I think it's Baraji. Baraji's come off. For Hedges, I think. Hedges has come on for Baraji. Very stressful, yes, Wolf Vertex. Shell, John Parrott, of course, as well. Caleb, DCFC, Cov are going to go up anyway, but this bottle is great to see. Dropping points to Wednesday, and now this. The lack of threat from Coventry will be really alarming from Lampard. I think, if anything, this is the sort of thing that will confirm for Lampard. Listen, if we get up to the Premier League, we have to rip this squad apart. We have to rip it apart. We can't be loyal to these players. There's a lot of players in this squad who are championship quality and very good and have got us here. But I think you've also got to acknowledge they've missed a fair few chances tonight. They've not been clinical enough. They've been quite poor in their build-up play, a little bit cumbersome. Defensively, not so bad. But But I think this might just signal, because they are up. They are going to be a Premier League side next year. But I think these are the sorts of case studies that Lampard will be taking to the higher ups at Coventry, to the board, and saying, listen, this is the sort of thing we're producing as title winners, basically, in the Championship. You need to give me more. I need 150 million to really go and have a good go at the Premier League next year. And you need to find me 150 million quid's worth of money to invest in this squad. Now, they might be able to get some decent sales, because there are a lot of players here who, if they're very ruthless early on and they say, you're not coming to the Premier League with us, there's probably a fair few who Championship sides will pay good money for, because they've been on this journey, right? There's a lot of Championship sides who would pay good money for a lot of these Coventry players. But I just wonder how dedicated Lampard is to keeping these part of a Premier League squad. That's going to be the big test. Butch Jonah, Mark throws a better tantrum. Yeah, I don't do tantrums. That's not my thing. Grown up. I'm a grown up. Jabber, I need someone to find me 150 million. Hey, here, ball in, Coventry, straight to the keeper. Yeah, here, tonight, me. I've got mine. Join me. If I get it, I'll do something nice for all you guys in the chat. We'll do something nice. I don't know what it'll be. I'll buy yous all. I don't know. I don't know. I'll buy yous all something in the chat if I'm a winner. User 795. Who do you want to win on Sunday? City or Arsenal? City. Very much City. Daniel, I would welcome 9 or 10 new starters for Coventry next season. I think it is going to be that sort of a summer. You're kind of ripping it up and going again, and that's really ruthless. It's very, very difficult to say to these players, you've got us here, but you're not going to be part of the next step of that journey. Very, very tough conversation to have for any manager. Keel buyers all around. Easy peasy. Cameron Stewart says more than 150 with these big team prices in the Premier League. I know, but I feel like you can shop around and get... There is value. There's absolutely value in the market. You don't have to spend huge amounts of money. You know, there's definitely money there to be spent wisely, and Coventry can take some gambles, some educated gambles on players from overseas. You could maybe even go and get some players who didn't quite make the playoffs or quite make the promotion this year. You know, you look at Vipotnik maybe. Vipotnik at Swansea, could he be a player that you might want to take up to the Prem? Probably not a terrible idea. Joe Gellart has had a great season at Hull as well. Have a look at Joe Gellart. Jack Clark, if Ipswich... I think Ipswich will go up, won't they? This charming Dan, you're not wrong, Key. You have to be ruthless with your squad when you get promoted. If Sunderland had kept faith with all of last season's squad, we'd have got less points than that crap Derby County side. Nabui, all right, bro, how's it going? Very good, mate. How is it for you? How's things with you? Good to see you. Chris Blunt, Trent was free. Well, he wasn't free. Trent was free for us out of the academy, but we got 10 million quid for him. Seriously, coral? The only pink coral is a deep-sea invertebrate found primarily in the Mediterranean and Japan. Neither found in or near England. Is it that colour, though? Steve? That's the important thing. Thank you again for the super chat. Is it that colour? That's the question. Whether it's in Japan or not, is it hot coral? Is it that colour? User 795, but you support Liverpool. How can you prefer a Manchester club? But I'm also a northerner, so I don't want to prefer a southern club. I prefer a club that plays better football, and I want a champion to be a side that takes risks. So it's nothing to do with the Liverpool-Manchester rivalry. It's as much to do with the north-south divide, but also I just want a team to win the league that actually plays good footy, and Arsenal don't play good footy. That's it. Bottom of the line, anyway. Do you think Atletico v Arsenal will be who can park the bus better, or do you reckon they'll play all out? I think they'll take some chances. They'll both take some chances. Anfield Vortex, I'm still here if you win, mate. Good lad. Long throw into the box from Coventry. Flicked on by Thomas. Headed away by Blackburn. There's still 15 to go. Blackburn, it's getting a little bit scrappy now. Coventry now starting to dominate the game a little bit more. Just starting to get the ball in wide areas, getting it out, and putting some decent balls in. Van Uwijk again, big chance. Straight at the keeper. Haji Wright maybe should connect a little bit better with that, but a good ball in again from Van Uwijk. Van Uwijk causing absolute chaos on that right-hand side. Haji Wright just scuffs it with his shin there. Tommy Ragnarsson, no, the bottom line is you're obsessed with Arsenal. I'm so obsessed. So obsessed. Shell, lovely to see you happier today, Key. Hope your algorithm gets sorted by bedtime. Sleep well, everyone. Take care. Stay safe. Lots of love, Shell. See you soon. Lovely. Have a nice night. Mr. Levron. Hello, mate. Hello, sir. How are you? Lovely to see you. Wonderful to see Mr. Levron. Doing very, very well on your channel, sir. A big Liverpool fan as well. Good to see you, man. Shell, lovely to see you. Oh, sorry, we've done that one. Panashista, hi, Key. What happened to the new channel and your ideal replacement for Maka? No new channel, mate. No, it was a slight change in tactics. I was going to do something slightly different where we had a channel which was like Key Daily Premier League Dad or something like that, where we would do different types of games and then we would have a sort of a different... It was just a different approach, a different strategy to see if I could encourage some help from the algorithm. But actually, no, we're going to stick with what we're going to stick with what I've always done, which is we do a game every day on this channel, and I love it. I love that we get to watch games together. It's a fantastic community. You bunch of people are really, really lovely. And we have lots of fans who support different clubs, and we all come together to watch different games, and it's nice. It's really nice, because we all talk about different stuff during the game, and yeah, nice to see. Riley Jacko, can't see them staying up in the Prem. Really? You don't think Coventry stay up in the Prem? I guess surely it depends, doesn't it? How they respond to going up and what investment is made and what the team looks like going into the new season. Tommy watches every single one of our games, talks about us. I don't watch every single one of your games. I didn't watch your last game. So that's just nonsense. That's just immediate nonsense. Ali, do you think Spurs will get relegated? No. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Key, you're a legend, even though you're the Scouse. I'm not a Liverpool... Well, I am a Liverpool fan, but I'm not a Scouser. I'm not from Liverpool. Technically, I am. Technically, well, I was born on an L postcode, so that kind of... I could maybe half claim ownership, but no, I'm not a Scouser. Panashista, what's your ideal replacement for McAllister? Anyone. Honestly, anyone. He's been garbage this season. I'd like to see someone like Wharton. I think Wharton would be a good signing for us. Yeah, but we need better depth. I'd love us to go and sign someone like John McGinn. We need a John McGinn. That'd be a great signing for Liverpool. If Villa don't get Champions League footy, go and put an offer down for John McGinn. And Jared Bowen as well. Go and get Jared Bowen from West Ham, even if they stay up. Get Jared Bowen and John McGinn, and they would be wonderful squad players who could start games for us. That's what Liverpool need. Gary McAllister, 87. Gary McAllister was incredible. Fabulous player. You have a slight Scouse slang mixed with Bolt. Should we take 50 mil for Isak this summer if the Saudis don't come in? Why on earth would we take 50 mil for Isak? Why on earth would you take 50 mil for Alexander Isak? No, that's definitely a wind-up. It's definitely a wind-up. What's he done there? Top, silly boy. He's took the ball, and it's going to be a free kick, I think. Oh no, a corner. A corner. I thought he'd took the ball outside the area, but he's hung on to it for too long, and the referee's given a corner to Coventry. That's something you don't see too often in football. It is a rule. The teams got told about it at the start of the season. If you hang on to the ball, you will absolutely get penalised and it will be a corner. And Toth, the Blackburn goalkeeper, just getting caught out there. Ball gets whipped in, near post, Rovers clear it away. So, too easy. Too easy, this, for Cov. Sorry, for Blackburn. Coventry just need to do a whole lot better on set pieces. Get the Arsenal coach in. Josh, Isak is awful, one good season. Yeah, that's probably the case, Josh, if you've only watched football in about the last 18 months, I'd agree with you. Legend FK says we sell Isak and we're left with no strikers. It's not, listen, it's either a wind-up or he's very silly. Daniel says, do you think Liverpool will buy another striker to replace Ekatike? No, probably not. Probably not. I think we'll probably keep hold of Gakpo and put him at centre-forward. Chris Blunt, will Leicester fans ever have less than 7 fingers on one foot? Is that what you're saying? Nuno says 1-1. This one's going to finish. I need a Coventry goal. Jellyfish need both Anderson and Wharton. And a third in Alex Scott. Alex Scott would be a good signing for Liverpool. Isak was average in Spain. Quite fancy Lampard at Liverpool. Yeah, that's fair enough. This charming Dan says next season's championship looks like it could be tasty with the teams that are or could be going down and the likes of Norwich, Sheffield United likely being stronger. It could be a hard league to get out of. Very much so, yes. Asante has been brought down. Free kick to Coventry. I've just seen that. I mean, I'm not a professional lip reader, but I have just seen Asante say to his teammate, to Bobby Thomas, I think it was, let's go. Let's go. It's going to be a free kick. Coventry, big opportunity here. They've already hit the post from a similar position. The ball's about to get whipped in. Right-footed. It's going to be an in-swinger. Great ball in. Oh, what a goal that is! It's straight in. It's there. What a finish that is. Yeah, that's a great header. Absolutely fantastic. And that's exactly what... Look at the Coventry fans. Look at the limbs. Look at the limbs. Oh, it's incredible. It's a goal. It's Coventry 1. Blackburn 1. Coventry 1. Get in there. There's blue smoke on the pitch. It's a great goal. Top goal. Bobby Thomas, who we said he was there, ready for it. It was always... He's been dominant in the air at the back tonight. But a big header just when they needed it. What a ball in as well. Fair play. It was a fabulous cross in. And Bobby Thomas with the header. 1-1. Game on. 1-1. Oxford fan says yes. Oxford fans absolutely cheering that one as well. That means Rovers now. Let's have a look at the table. The table on the right-hand side will update in a minute. But as we look at the table, what does that mean for the teams at the bottom? It means Blackburn are now 5 points clear of Oxford, having played 2 games more. So Oxford absolutely can still reel them in. That's a great header. That's a fantastic header from Bobby Thomas. Wow. What a sensational header. Yeah, and obviously the Baggies as well, Soul Man. The Baggies still to get this points deduction. They're appealing it, and we don't know if they're going to get it or not. And it might well be that it carries into the summer. There's no guarantee that we even know definitively who that third team is who's going to go down. It looks like it's going to be Leicester, obviously, to join Wednesday. And then the third team could be West Brom, could be Oxford, could be Blackburn now, could be Portsmouth, could even be Charlton. We'll have to wait and see. But there's a hell of a relegation battle going on. And now, with 5 minutes left to go, Coventry look like, if it wasn't already confirmed, now it pretty much is absolutely mathematically confirmed. As long as there's no more goals. And my pre-game prediction, 1-1, is coming to fruition. This charming Dan says Coventry with a late equalising header from a set piece reminds me of the playoff semi-final last season. What a crazy minute to... Yeah, exactly. What do you think of pitch invasions? What do I think of pitch invasions? I don't know. I guess in moments like that. I mean, Coventry... How long is it since Coventry have been in the Premier League? 24 years? 25? I don't know how long it's been. How long is it... If you're a Coventry fan, how long exactly is it since you were in the Prem? It was kind of early 2000s, wasn't it? when Coventry cease to be a Premier League side anymore. North End views, it'll be Blackburn. Well, hey, listen, still time for Rovers. Even 5 points clear is not a terrible gap. I know they've got 2 games in hand or whatever. All the other teams got 2 games in hand on them. Who will Tottenham get 3 points off next? Well, I'm live tomorrow for Brighton against Tottenham. No, Tottenham against Brighton. It's at Tottenham, isn't it? Tottenham-Brighton tomorrow. I'm live for that one. I think Tottenham might win that one, you know. Brighton have been a bit of a mixed bag recently as well. Riley Jacko, they should... What's that, sorry? Riley Jacko says they should just do the points deduction at the start of next season instead of doing it when the team is in a relegation scrap at the end of the season. I think that is seen as maybe the lesser of 2 evils to do it at the end of the season once all the football is finished. That's kind of the same argument with Manchester City, isn't it? Apparently, a decision has already been made in the Manchester City trial. It's already been confirmed, but we're just waiting. There's only a select few people who actually know what's going on, and even Manchester City don't know what's going on. But the adjudicators, the investigators have reached a decision, and a ruling is just going to be announced at the end of the season. That is seen as better than applying any punishment at the start of a season, because if you punish them at the start of the season, it affects the entire integrity of the Premier League, apparently. That is the argument that was made as to why it would be applied at the end of a season rather than at the start of a new one. Because if City start the league on minus 60, it doesn't look great, I guess. The table never looks great. Not just for City, but for the Premier League as well. It's kind of like a constant reminder to the Premier League that they did this on your watch. It's a corner here. De Silva's just won a corner. Look at the Cov fans. The Cov fans in tears crying. We're back. Look at the emotions. Look at that. You love to... That's really nice. That is good to see. I love it when fans are like that. Absolutely love to see it. Fair play to Coventry. We are back, they're saying. Will, what do you think the outcome of that is, Key? The City one? Who knows? I mean, who knows? We have no idea. Jellyfish says they could get a late winner. Coventry get a late winner here. The roof's coming off Ewood Park. Mason Clark's getting subbed off here. Who are they bringing on? Eccles. Eccles comes on. Josh Eccles for Mason Clark for the last few seconds of normal time, and then there's maybe 3 or 4 minutes of injury time, possibly. Who knows? Be interested to see how much they give. Corner whipped in by Torp. Oh, bit of a glancing header, but just wide. Well, just quite a bit wide again by Bobby Thomas. How many minutes have we got, ref? 5! 5 added minutes Coventry fans have got to wait. But that Bobby Thomas header will live long in the memory. Look at them limbs. Look at that. That is what you live for in football. That is incredible. I love to see it. Go on, Coventry. Get you in the Premier League next season. We'll see you at Anfield next season. Coventry, the new Luton. Legend FK says, Key, did you hear about the fire Arteta lit for his players? Yeah, he talked about fire in his press conference, didn't he? And then he actually lit a fire in training to signify cleansing, spiritual cleansing or whatever, I don't know. DJ Dan Holloway, why did they need a draw anyway? Millwall wouldn't have caught them because of the goal difference. They needed a draw mathematically. Just mathematically they needed a draw. It wasn't... Listen, technically, even before the game tonight, we won't say it out loud, but yeah, like, they were already promoted. They were on plus 42, and Millwall are 12 points behind them with 4 games to go, and they're on plus 9. So, like, let's be honest, they're kind of up. They would have to lose every game by 8-0. If they lost every game 8-0, and, you know, Millwall won every game 3-4-0, then maybe there'd have been a real turnaround. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Coventry in the Prem, absolutely. Coventry at Anfield's a lot closer travel than Bournemouth to Liverpool. It is, yes. Well, the Blackburn fans have given up. Look at that. Large sections of Ewood Park now just emptying, and the Coventry fans singing, tops are off, they're waving them round, they're ready, we're back, look at them signs, we're back. Go on, Coventry. I know it's Frank Lampard and he's ex-Everton, but fair play. It's been a long time. Do you know what? There's probably, I don't know how long it is. Was it 25 years? Someone said in the chat it was 25 years since they were in the Prem. I don't know if it was the exact number 25. Someone said 22 as well. But either way, there's probably people, Coventry fans, touching 30 who don't remember them in the Prem. Like, I'm 36. I remember them in the Prem vividly. But there's probably 28, 29-year-old Coventry fans who've just never experienced it in the Prem. So this is massive for them. Whole couple of generations of Coventry fans who get to see them back in the big time. And good luck to them. Coventry at Selhurst Park, can't wait. To be fair, large parts of Ewood were empty to begin with. Again, I've got sympathy. Listen, I really like Blackburn as a club. I really, really do. I'd like Blackburn to get back up to the Prem one day themselves, because they've had it rough, haven't they? Venkis and all that stuff going on, and I'd like to see them come back up. Daniel, the signs, reference a sign saying, we'll be back the day we got relegated from the Prem. Oh, okay, we'll be back, yeah. And they said that at the time they got relegated, and now there you go, we're back. Fair play, nice. Ice Banquet says 2001 it was, so 25 years. About then. I remember that Coventry side vividly. Magnus Hedman was in goal, I think, wasn't he? The year that Coventry got relegated. Daniel, I don't remember Coventry in the Prem, really. Yeah, Highfield Road, of course, yeah. It was a very decent Coventry side. Robbie Keane had just come through as well, hadn't he? Or did Robbie Keane come through at Coventry or Wolves? I always get that confused. He kind of flew around. He bounced around. Graham Harris, yeah, it was 25 years. And DJ Dan Holloway, remember Coventry in the Premier League sticker book when I was at school? Yeah, the old Merlin stickers. Yeah. I'm doing that for the World Cup. A reminder, by the way, I don't know if there's anyone in the chat who's on night shifts, or anyone if you're in a different part of the world. I'm going to be doing 81 fixtures live across 39 days during the World Cup. I've got to get my sleeping pattern sorted the week before. I'm going to gradually stay up later and later and later until such a point where I am sleeping at 6, 7 a.m. in the morning till about 3 in the afternoon, and then ready for the big night shift. There's quarterfinals which are kicking off at about 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning. So there's some big games, and round of 16 games which are 1 a.m. as well. Egypt against Iran in the group stage is going to be a 4 a.m. kickoff. Assuming Iran make it, of course. Hopefully they do. Keane played. I know he played for Coventry, but did he come through at Coventry, Robbie Keane? Foxy says, wasn't it away at Villa Park they got relegated in the Bellamy era? And Soulman, I'm an Albion fan, but saw Liverpool win their first FA Cup in 65. Wow. Love that. And there you go. There it is. It's confirmed. Lampard, both arms aloft. Michael O'Neill gives him an embrace. Michael O'Neill, in fairness, saying, well done. And yeah, Frank Lampard, absolutely loving it. All those Coventry players celebrating. It's not over though yet. This is it. You look at them. They're in tears. This is great. This is wonderful. This is what football's about. But they can't celebrate too hard yet, Coventry, because they've still got a title to win. Celebrate by all means, but you've still got to go and win that title. Was Strachan manager? He was. Yes, he was. Coventry promoted to the Prem. Yes, Coventry are Premier League. Kitchen. Rushworth, he's having a chat with all of them. But look at that, we are back. We are back. The players were out on the town last week. Is the pitch invasion when they're champions, Key? It might well be. Yeah, listen, it maybe there's. I don't know if there's been anything said to the travelling away support. Maybe they've put more stewards around there tonight to say don't invade the pitch. But I think final game of the season, possibly. Obviously, if they secure the title, maybe the final home game is against Wrexham, isn't it? Final home game is 26th of April. So it's only 9 days. In another 9 days, Coventry play Wrexham in their final home game of the season. They could have lifted the title by then. You know, they've got a draw tonight. They would need, in theory, assuming Ipswich win both of their games, they'd be 5 points clear, Coventry. They're currently 11 points clear. Obviously, Ipswich have got 2 games in hand. Ipswich's 2 games in hand are against Borough. Borough on Sunday. That's going to be a difficult game. Ipswich, Borough. Charlton, Ipswich. West Brom, Ipswich. Southampton, Ipswich. Oh, they've got to go away a lot. Southampton, West Brom and Charlton away. And West Brom and Charlton are scrapping. Southampton obviously in the playoff places. Borough fighting for maybe automatic as well. That's a tough run of fixtures for Ipswich. They aren't winning all of them. And they lost their last game, of course, against Portsmouth. So there is every chance that Coventry could be champions without having to do anything. But their next, or final home game rather, is Wrexham. They have got Portsmouth in 4 days' time, so it could be even in the Portsmouth game. But what a result. Let me just stop the timer. Sorry, I've just realised we're still on the clock. Right. Thank you so much, everyone. What an absolutely sensational game. What a finish to that game it was. Blackburn, I thought, were the better side for large portions of it, I've got to say. Alabiosu was great, caused loads of problems down the right-hand side. I would give him my man of the match, I've got to say. Van Hewitt was very good too. And then, yeah, Bobby Thomas steps up at the end. Big header, big moment. Never be forgotten that, to be honest, if you're a Coventry fan. But they're there. They're promoted. They're up. They'll be at Old Trafford and Anfield next season. Soulman says, my first Albion match, September 61st, the Alf Ramsey's Ipswich. Wow. Love that, Soulman. That's brilliant. Great to see. Sky Blue will top the league in both the Premier League and the Championship, probably. Jellyfish. Oh, sorry. EH, what shirt is Terra Mythica behind you? Is it Benidorm? No, it's Valencia, mate. It's a Valencia kit from about 2002, 2003, when Rafa Benitez was manager there. When they had the great Mendieta, Roberto Ayala, Pablo Aimar, of course, as well. They had a lot of great players, that Valencia side. And yeah, Rafa Benitez won La Liga with them and took them to the brink of Champions League success as well. And then obviously he got the Liverpool job. Right. Massive, massive thank you to everyone. If you've not already, do me a favour. Hit like, hit subscribe if you're new around here. Massive thank you to all who's watched tonight, who's commented, who's shared, who've liked the super chats and everything. Really appreciate you so much. I am live again. 2 big games tomorrow. 2 big games on Sunday. We are live every day. This is what we do. If you're new around here, I am live every single day. I watch games of football with you every single day. Coventry v Blackburn tonight. Tomorrow we're doing Tottenham v Brighton. What a huge game that is in the relegation battle. I mean, Brighton as well. Brighton not far off a Champions League spot if they were to win. So big games, both ends of the table. And then obviously Chelsea, Man United, 8 o'clock. Doesn't get much bigger than that at Stamford Bridge. On Sunday, my team, Liverpool, Merseyside derby. Oh, we can't lose that one. And then City and Arsenal, the big one. Basically the title decider, isn't it, on Sunday at 4:30. So we'll be there for all of them. As always, Monday night we're back again with Crystal Palace, West Ham, and every single day thereafter. Brighton, Chelsea Tuesday, Wednesday, Burnley, Man City. We'll be live. So yeah, thank you everyone. Really appreciate you. Lots of love. Please do hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in not 24 hours. Not even that. 5 o'clock tomorrow. I'll see you. Take it easy. Have a lovely day. Ta-da.